first off, guys, thank you so much for coming here today. I have a real interesting story. You know, I used to be a cat guy, okay, 100%, and I still am a cat guy, okay. Our two cats, Diego and Mercedes, they have their own room in the house, okay, and they have their own room. That bathroom in that room is theirs. They got their litter box there. They have, actually, yeah, we did. We actually bought. They do. We bought a 60-inch TV for the cats, so you could put cat games up there. You know, they can play with them. These are spoiled cats, and so. But actually, Isabella, she came into my life, actually a while now, like 3.5 years ago now, and huge animal person, loves animals, loves the cats. They love her, but she because of her, I had 2 dogs that came into my life, and we ended up, funny story, we ended up going to basically a rescue. And of course, what are you looking for? You're going to get a lab who's super smart or a golden retriever. And the first cage that we walked up to, I saw Manny. And Manny was like, lived in a cage his whole life. And his owner just put a food in his cage and left him there. He just sat there his whole life. And Manny was a senior, and he couldn't move, and he was obese. Like, Manny could not stand for more than 2 minutes without having to lay down. And so anyway, Isabella had wanted to get Darla, who's this really cute hound, but Manny's just like really obese, depressed dog. And we said I got teary-eyed. We said we're taking Manny home. We took him home. And so these dogs, not me, but Isabella feeds them. So now, anyway, when we got Manny, if there were squirrels in our yard, he couldn't get them. Like, I'm telling you right now, like, if there was a squirrel on the fence, by the time Manny took 2 steps, the squirrel was gone, okay, because Manny was so slow. And now, in the last, like, 3 months, Manny's caught 3 squirrels. Manny's now jacked. He is fast as lightning. He's super lean. It's incredible, like, what this dog's story. And we'll actually be posting this up on our YouTube channel so you can see Manny's transformation. So I know, listen, a lot of you guys are pet lovers. Our cat Diego actually went from being kind of obese to lean, kind of lean. Okay. If he exercised more, he'd be really lean. Manny went from being obese to not being able to move to an athlete who can catch squirrels. And so all the stuff we talk about for humans, you can apply to your animals. You know, your animals don't have to die young. They don't have to be out of shape. They can be in great shape like you. And one of the #1 things that you can do for animals, and we're starting this, Charlie had the idea of talking about this to start off, is because what do? If you look at the ingredients in your normal dog food, if you were to eat that most of the time, you'd probably die young, you'd probably get type 2 diabetes, you'd have arthritis, and you'd probably die very young, okay? And you would have a horrible life. It's the same thing with your dogs. So anyway, thanks to Isabella, what we do is we feed she home cooks for them, and she cooks keto for them. So she cooks like ground meat, and now sometimes some people do it, like Dr. Ryan Lowry does a raw keto diet for Scoot, where he feeds them raw food. For our dogs, we just because it's also you have to be obviously raw. You got to make sure you're on point on that stuff. But we have to cook a lot. Isabella cooks a lot. So, but anyway, we cook them keto. We cook keto for them. Ground meat. You can just do ground beef, bacon, all that stuff, and they love it. They absolutely love their food. And Manny's lost like 20 pounds, and he's just super. And Darla, when we first got her, was bald, and now she's got a full coat, shiny coat. She's loving life. And so, and Diego too, I'll show you some before and after pictures. Yeah, he still has some fat on him, but he does have before and after pictures. He's a big boy, but he's healthy, and his blood work is great. So my point is, and then what do? I take Manny out for walks. I sprint Manny. Charlie knows that. But the point is that I highly recommend that for your animals, Make sure they're not sedentary. I would take them. Look, we like high intensity interval training, so you can take your animals out and sprint them. You can cook for them. They're your best friends. Your cats are your best friends. Treat them the way you would treat yourself. Now, what can we learn from Manny, Diego, Mercedes, Darla? Obviously, you know that a low carbohydrate diet could be super beneficial for you, but also high intensity interval training is one of the best ways that you can get lean, shredded, and in great shape. So that's my spiel on animals. I highly recommend that you do that for them.